Right, Josh, thanks very much for coming down to the head office and here in the gym at VIP. Before we talk about your big fight on the 4th of October coming up for the European title, I thought, you've been a pro now for 5 years and had 18 fights. We'll go back to the beginning and get some memories and also let the people out there know a little bit more about you, because you have come on the blind side. I mean, October 2009, Deborah Oakdale, Roy Spencer. Tell us what you remember about
that. Just remember getting down to the venue. I'd done about 70 odd tickets. Thought I'd sold out, an arena with that many. Just getting ready, a little bit of nerves, first fight and whatnot, and just walking to the ring, being in the ring without an head guard and a vest for the first time. Bit of a scrappy fight, but after 4 rounds, referee came over to us and said, "Welcome to pros," and that was my introduction into pros.
Yeah, remember right, there was a bit of an issue with the weight, wasn't it, the day before? They phoned you up and so you had to get 2 more pounds off, didn't they?
Yeah, I think the fight were arranged at around 9 stone, and they phoned up the day before, said, "Got to be 8-12 or we're not fighting," so I had to get out and do a little run to take that 2 pound off, but it was alright.
Yeah, so that was a welcome to the pros, wasn't it?
Good welcome to the pros, yeah.
Everybody who thinks it's dead straightforward when they come from the amateurs to the pros, they soon get a shock. Everything's always difficult at that one. So then we did the usual suspects. We did the Pavel Senkovs, the Danny McDermott, John Riley and Steve Gespin, Yusuf Alameda, and after that then we moved up to Sky. We took a last minute chance, went away from home and stepped up really against Chris Riley, and they shown you live on Sky that night. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I can remember that, yeah. I think we were scheduled to box over in Hull, but this fight came up before that one. I think it was like we had 2 weeks notice for that, and it was a bit of a step up because Chris Riley were meant to be fighting Monroe, but then Monroe pulled out because they were going to sign with Athens, so they were left him there with no opponent, so that's where we stepped up, and it would all a bit rushed that night. I mean, we were meant to box like 3rd or 4th and we ended up going on 2nd, and I put in a good performance, and I remember stats showing that we threw 757 punches in 6 rounds, so yeah, it was a good performance to make us well into Sky.
I was just going to say that. I remember the stats coming out and saying you threw over 100 punches around. Didn't realise it was many. So it was 757. That's not bad, that is it?
Bad. Good, nice work.
So that'd be like 1,500 punches over 12 rounds, wouldn't it?
Yeah, kept it up.
Yeah, so that was another win on points, and then we slowly progressed you. Mark Callaghan, Dougie Curran, Ian Bailey, Dan Naylor. Tough one with that Ibra Reyes because obviously he's heavy and he's strong. And then
about 10 stone away.
Yeah, and then we took the risk with our first away fight, and we went to Chris Mayle for the English featherweight title in his own backyard, which was a good fight.
Yeah, very good fight. I mean, I think again, if I remember rightly, we were lined up for British Masters, and that fell through. And then you phoned me. I remember saying you were telling me about the English title shot away from home, an unbeaten kid, and there were better pre-fight nerves going down, but then on the night, it would in lad's backyard. It must have a 3,000-seater venue. Must have done 2,700 of them tickets. It was noisy, but we went down there and did business, and got his name out there for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, as I say,
his first title.
It was the first title, and I think we started to get the following then, didn't we now? And we decided to do one at Leeds Town Hall. He's now your mate Jamie Spate, but we picked him and he come up and he defended against Jamie, and really it's the first time at Leeds for you that, and it was a cracking atmosphere, wasn't it?
It was the first time of fighting in a big home crowd. I think we did really well with tickets for that one in Town Hall, and it was noisy walking to the ring. Jamie had trained hard for that one, and he'd come up to win, and he had a good go, but it was good to show our own fans and to a few new fans what we were all about, and good taste of fighting at home.
Yeah, then we had a little break, and then I co-promoted a show with Mark Bateson over in Leeds, actually at the football ground, not in it, but in the pavilion next door, and again defeated Ian Bailey on points.
Yeah, second time round for Ian. I think I spoke to his coaches after, and they were all saying they were really up for it and really fancied his chances, because we boxed him before over 4 rounds. This one he had plenty of notice, and he trained really hard for it, and give him his due, he came for it. He was always in front of me for a fight, but again, another points win, so good win at home.
Yeah, well, I was biting my teeth watching that one because I knew that we had a Commonwealth title fight coming through. As long as you come through unscathed, no cuts or injuries. And I remember telling your dad just before the fight, just to say, listen, if he's looking for the stoppage on the later on, just hold him back and make sure that he boxes nice and tight. So we didn't tell you about that till afterwards, and obviously he was straight back into the training camp for Sam Eamon over in Hull. Another away day for the Commonwealth.
I might put my dad in here, but he more or less mentioned it before we left changing room, so it kind of changed my perception, as like you say, throughout that Bailey fight. But yeah, straight away back to change rooms, and we're talking. We're going to be out again very soon, and I know someone else's backyard over in Hull, Samir, rising star. And I think at the time I got the impression that we were going over as an opponent, but we certainly proved them wrong.
Yeah, well, we did go over as an opponent, didn't we? You know what I mean? He was in the away corner and away from home, and it was less than 4 weeks from the previous fight with Bailey. Yeah,
definitely. And I think he was part of Luke Campbell, Tommy Coyle, and Samir were going to be 3 big names over there, but. We went over and upset the apple cart.
Yeah, that was a bubble that we burst over there, wasn't it? Yeah. So, how did it feel winning your first major title?
It was probably one of the highlights so far, because we got the stoppage as well. Like I say, a lot of people wrote us off, and we all believed, but a lot of people didn't, and just saying we won't be strong enough, or we couldn't, not at that level, and to get the stoppage the away, away from home. And a massive title, it was something special. Yeah, and
it was a good fight, I was watching it, and he was got a plan, he was taking a little bit of a shell in early doors while he was big and strong, but...
we had a game plan, and we knew it wasn't going to go our way. Samir's, he's got a bit of talent with his movement and whatnot. We knew it was going to be an hard fight for the first couple of rounds, but get to him second half, and game plan executed really well, and pleased with the result.
So a little bit of a break, and then... after your first stoppage, your 16th fight, you went and got another stoppage against Rendell Monroe, defending the title.
Yeah, Monroe, again, another step up, as in the size of the venue. First arena fight for me. Massive name as well, Rendell Monroe, been there and done it. Talks really well in press conference. He was really hyped up. Slagged us off a little bit. He was fired up at Wayne as well, going head to head and whatnot. But just. We showed them what we've got a bit of boxing about us, and can box a little bit, and showed a bit of class in that one, I think, and really old-manned him in that fight, and looked good on Sky. Yeah,
and then straight away after that, again in the ring, Eddie Hearn come over and told you you're fighting a defensive, sorry, not a defence, it was defence of the Commonwealth and the British title against Martin Lindsay at the Leeds First Arena.
Yeah. Well. I've always said British title, it's like the pinnacle for me. I've always wanted to, when I turned pro, seeing so many fighters win the title, I thought that's my aim, and to be doing it on my own backyard, the magnificent First Direct Arena, it was something special. Martin Lindsay, very tough fighter, dangerous puncher, but for a Wednesday night, really good crowd, good atmosphere, good fight, and British and Commonwealth champion after that one.
Yeah, so with about 3 weeks to sell there, you did really well with the tickets,
on the school night as well.
Yeah, on the Wednesday nights.
We just previously sold nearly 500 to Manchester, so to come back and do big numbers for that one, it were very good, and just shows that support is getting bigger and bigger all the time. Yeah,
which is obviously opened Eddie Hearn's ears and eyes to you, and he's delivered now for the 4th of October, European title fight against David De Helle. How are you feeling about that?
Really well pronounced, that's Steve. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Again, it goes on, stepping up another level, European title fight. If someone had said to me 12 months ago that you're going to be fighting for a European title in a year, I'd have laughed at them, but keep getting set these challenges and keep rising to the occasion. So training's gone really well, some really good sparring. I'm feeling fit now, could go tomorrow if it were here, but it's going to be a good night, Saturday night as well. There's a few tickets being sold already, so it's going to be a noisy night.
Yeah, and Leeds are playing Sheffield Wednesday during the day, which is like a little bit of a local derby, so I think they'll be all on the lash all day, and we can expect a little bit of noise, can't we?
Definitely. We've been moved to a dinner time kick-off, so there's a few people making a big day of it, going to football, getting into town, and then over to boxing. So they're going to be really noisy and ready for it when it comes to fight night, when it comes to fight time.
Right. Well, you're only 18 when you turn over as a pro, so 5 years as pro, still only 23. We've had 5 years of fun and games. I think we're going to have another 5 years, aren't we? Yeah. Where ultimately do you want to see it ending, Josh?
Well, like I say, I've always set my eyes for British title, but we've done that in under 20 fights, and like I say, I'm only 23, and I feel like I've got a lot more to give, and I'm always learning, and I'm still only a babby in terms of boxing, and I think now we've done that and we keep on climbing. I think we can go all the way. Since I've won British, I've set myself a few more goals, and European one of them, and I mean, I'm not going to look past the fight, but my new target now is to go all the way and get onto world scene at one point. But take each fight as it comes, and progressing well at the moment.
Yeah, and weight's no issue with you, Josh, is it? You're not much above your fighting weight all the time. I was trying to get you down to super bantamweight at one stage, and we contemplated it, but we've seen the openings at the featherweight. So I think you'll probably see your career out there, won't you?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like you say, a lot of people saying I should have done super bantam early on, but my dad was on it when I didn't want to take me down there. He said that I'd go into featherweight nicely, and he predicted it right, and I have gone into it nicely, and like I say, I don't never go too far over. I'm always around that weight, and I've never struggled to make the weight. So I'm strong at the featherweight, so I think I'll stay at that for a while.
Yeah, so we obviously got a lot to thank Lee Selby for, because he gave up the Commonwealth for you, he's given up the British, he's given up the European for you as well. Yeah. Hopefully he can win a world title, and maybe there'll be a big domestic fight for the world title with you and Lee Selby down the line.
Yeah, definitely. I seen him at a Matchroom barbecue the other week, and I says to him that he's got to keep on winning. We could have his own big fight down line, and I'll have to buy him Diet Coke one day for vacating the titles. But if he keeps winning and I keep winning, he's going to line up for a massive super fight down the line.
Yeah. Okay then, Josh. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.